So it looks like Kenya and Cynthia's relationship may be in jeopardy because of Matt. Portia and Shamia's relationship may be in jeopardy because of Candy. And it looks like freaking Frack ain't coming back. Let's talk about it. What's going on YouTube?
Jamar,
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Marty for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Marty for here once again, and we're here to recap this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this is a pretty good episode. It was a whole lot of feelings, and I felt like you should have did this, and friendships dissolving and some attempting to blossom, I guess. So firstly, Cynthia and Kenya. So at first I wasn't sure because I saw the description on my cable saying like a description of what the episode was going to be, and I saw that there was a part where Cynthia and Kenya have this dispute about her seeing Matt. Now I'm thinking like, why is she going to see Matt? Like that just sounds like, messy within of itself. But then we see clips of how Cynthia asked, like, do you think it would be a good idea for me to, go and see Matt, talk about him, get his soul side, and, kind of be the middleman? And it looked like Kenya was okay with it. So when she went to see Matt, she didn't really try to get even too far into the details. She just wanted to get like, okay, what are the main points? What are the main issues that we have here, right? And Matt said that communication. I have this anger problem. I like to break things, and I feel like she manipulating and all the other stuff that Matt's been basically saying over and over again. And even though, yes, Cynthia did say that what you're doing is not acceptable. This isn't the path that you want to go down. This isn't the way. Do you still love Kenya? Basically trying to ask the questions and get the thing right so where they can get back together. However, I guess she did mention that, well, even though you're saying that she's doing this, that, and the fourth, even though that you and I both know that Kenya can be a drama king, you are definitely the drama king. Now, when Cynthia and Kenya meet back up, when she explains this, she talks about, why would you say that I'm a drama queen? I'm not. And I'm like, Kenya, you are the most dramatic person on this cast, okay, when it comes to just about anything. There are some people that may be messier than you, in case Sheree, but as far as dramatics, you take the cake, okay? And I think that she was kind of saying that to kind of, because she said that he was also the drama king, so it's almost like y'all, the reason why y'all probably clash right now is because you're both very dramatic, and two dramatic people together is just this whole show. It's really just a show. So I'm not sure why Kenya just was focusing so hard on that part and just, I don't feel like you're defending me and blah, blah, blah. When we show clip that she was defending you, she just called you a drama queen, which you are. It's a fact, bitch. You can't be mad at facts. Okay, so that's just kind of, and then she started running off and into this whole tantrum, and I'm just like, I'm not sure. I thought I would be coming for Cynthia when it comes to this because I thought she was seeing Matt on some, low stuff. But Kenya, you're exhibiting reasons why people call you dramatic. This is it right here. Shit. So that's their whole, Then we move to Shamia's engagement party. So Candy throws together this whole engagement party for Shamia because her and Shamia are friends. So when they get there, who is she talking to? Oh, she was talking to Cynthia, and she was asking, who all did you invite? Like, did you invite Portia? Because, of course, they're best friends. And she was like, well, I did, but I don't really think she's going to come because, me and Portia haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. But, I figured she still would because that's her best friend. He's like, did you want to invite Phaedra? And he's like, girl, I think she's still... Wait, did she say? I don't think she invited Phaedra because she didn't want, mess. I can't remember. Did she say she invited Phaedra or not? I can't remember now. Somebody leave that in the comments below. I know she said she had a reason when Phaedra was brought up, but I don't remember what Candy's reasoning was if she did or did not invite her. But Shamia comes and she's all excited because she just got engaged to this brand new man. Okay, that's fine, fantastic. Now she's asked where's Portia? And Candy had to say, well, I don't think that Portia's coming because we've had this whole spat. We haven't been on the best of terms lately. This, that, and four. So Shamia starts to cry because she feels devastated that her best friend isn't here and this, that, and the fourth. And so they decide to kind of move the party from downstairs to the upstairs deck, I guess, for more privacy, just so they can actually communicate because downstairs is probably really loud. And they basically what happened is that she basically gave the whole spiel about what happened at the dinner table with Kenya and Candy versus Portia and the medication and anger management deal. And in the midst of that, Sheree felt the need to say, oh, well, me, Portia, and Phaedra met up the other day, and she told us that you sleep with every married man in Atlanta. And of course, Shamia's kind of like, bitch, what the fuck? And Shamia was like, well, you ain't hear this from me, but, Phaedra is the headmaster of Atlanta. Now, that's not the first time that we've heard that, because I feel like even before I was really watching the show as much as I do now, I feel like I heard murmurs of people talking about how Phaedra likes to give head. Like, it was mentioned like at a reunion or something. Am I right? Does that sound familiar for those of you who have been avid watchers of the show up until this point? I feel like somebody mentioned that like around at a reunion, one of the reunions where Phaedra was going around, giving people, sloppy jalopies. Like, is that wait, no, that's sloppy toppies. That's what they're called. But I was just like, oh, Lord, well, it is what it is. And she was like, we're going to talk about people's husbands. She was like, Apollo has made many tries. Many tries. And she said, if that was going to sleep with anybody's husband, it would have been him. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even blame her. And I believe her, too, because we saw, all the advances. Well, do we even want to call them advances back then, like in season, 6? When her and Kenya was having that whole spat about Apollo and her feeling like Kenya wanted to get at Apollo, but Apollo was kind of making it look obvious that he kind of wanted to take a pass at Kenya anyway. I don't know. It was all whatever. But she was talking about how this word is talking about her being a headmaster, and Candy was just like, shut. I was laughing at Candy's confessional this whole time. This shit was just funny. So it was, let's see, where we gonna move? Where we gonna go next? Portia meets with Shamia, and so Shamia basically gave her whole feelings, which I understood, which is the kind of the way that I would feel like you made that whole situation or that gathering all about you and Candy, when the whole reason that we were supposed to be together in the first place was me and my engagement. It was because, like, if, say, Phaedra said something crazy about you and she was holding an event, I would still go because for you. And then at the engagement party, Sheree mentioned how when Phaedra said that Shamia sleeps with everybody's husband in Atlanta, she was like, okay, well, what did Portia say? And she said Portia didn't say anything. And she just kind of nodded her head. Now, a part of me is in the middle concerning this. What did she say? This, that, and the fourth. And, I defended her. And because, she gave receipts. So anytime anybody says something about you, I told them to back off, this, that, and the fourth. Sometimes I don't always agree that in every circumstance that not saying anything is agreeing with what's being said. I feel like sometimes people don't say anything because they don't want to engage in conflict. I don't think it's necessarily like I agree with what she's saying, but I think like because everybody's going to be saying something like, it just, I don't always feel like in every situation, if you don't say something when somebody's, one of your friends being talked about, that you're agreeing or you're okay with what they're saying, sometimes you may just not want to engage in conflict, because if you know that if you start, it's going to escalate, and you just like, you know what? Let me just keep my mouth shut so that this doesn't go no further than it has to go. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily Portia's case in this one, because I felt like Portia felt in the middle because of her and Phaedra's relationship. So I'm not sure who she's supposedly more loyal to, Shamia or Phaedra, because it seems like Phaedra's, and even Shamia told Portia, Phaedra has been reading you down boots for years. It's just like what Candy said. Like, she used to talk so much stuff about Portia back in the day. They even played the clip when she said she was dumb and had bricks for brains and all this other type of stuff. And so, so it's like, look, we've been riding down for like a decade, and you and Phaedra just started hanging out within the maybe past year and a half or so. So the fact that you're allowing her to talk about me, and you not be like, hold on, bitch, don't be doing all of this stuff. It's kind of says something about like, okay, are you really my friend? Like, how loyal are you to me? But like I said, at the same time, just because you may not say anything, I don't necessarily feel like that's an agreement. I just feel like if you say something, especially if Portia knows she has these anger problems, and if it goes there, she doesn't want to necessarily lose the relationship with Phaedra. So, I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. How do you feel about this whole, if you don't say nothing, and when somebody talks about your friend? I think, you know what? I feel like it depends on where it's coming from. If it's somebody random that I don't even know, then it's a lot easier to confront that person, because it's like, I don't even know you. Okay? So there's no reason for me to be nice to you. But I guess if the person who's saying it is somebody else that you care about, I guess it puts you in a awkward position, because you don't want to confront them, because you don't want to risk, the relationship that you have with them. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comments. I'm interested to know. So that was with Portia and Shamia. Now we get to this glam trip, y'all, or the meeting up of this glam trip on this bus. And I guess the two meetup spots were Sheree and Kenya's house. And you got Sheree outside on this folding table serving mimosas and muffins from Walmart. And she decided to bring Marlo, which is going to be mess within of itself, as we see later on this bus. And Portia comes, and Portia brings her sister along. So she's happy to see Portia. She's glad that she decided to come onto the trip. Ooh, excuse me. And let's see. Is there anything else in reference to Portia's? No, I think it was just those three. And then you go over to Kenya, where Cynthia and Phaedra meet up. And I can't remember. I was trying to remember this as the episode was ending. Who was that light-skinned girl? Who did she come with? I couldn't remember. Is she somebody's assistant? Somebody let me know in the comments. The girl that was going back and forth with Marlo on the bus. I wasn't sure who she was or from where she came from. I'm assuming she came with Kenya, because she was sitting next to her on the bus and was cackling later on. So y'all let me know in the comments. But Portia felt a way about how Phaedra was supposed to meet with her over at Sheree's house, but yet she's down the street at Kenya's house. So this is like, So they decided to get on the thing and try to spy. I'm like, what's the point? Y'all know y'all gonna meet up, and if she's not here, obviously she's over there. There's no point in spying. Like, it's clear. It's by process of elimination, girl. Anyways, so they get on this trip, and uh, well, they get on this bus really, and they talk about everybody's kind of like giving the huge side eye that Marlo is there. um, and speaking of Marlo, she says because Phaedra gives the whole itinerary like, oh well, the first night we're gonna be roughing it, and we're gonna be outside in the tent, and we're gonna have a porta potty. Um, I'm not too crazy about roughing it and doing all that extra stuff either. I'm not nature. I'm not a nature person. I was majored in computer science, so I'm pro technology and advancement and modernization. I don't even like old style homes. Like I like everything to be modernized. That's just me. So roughing it, not my idea of a good time. But I mean, I get it's the whole uh, spirit of camping, and you're supposed to remove yourself from technology and be one with nature. I'm not really too. I'm not the one. Nah. I ain't really with the woods and the bugs and the snakes and all the other shenanigans that be going on in the woods. I'm not with that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't care. I can't. I can do it like one of them backyard things. Like we go in the backyard and camp, but the house is only a few feet away. I'm not about to go hitchhiking in Timbuktu out in the real wilderness. No, 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 no. I don't care. But so Phaedra was saying all this stuff about how them roughing it, and Marlo was like, I don't know if I too much really want to do this. I may be leaving tomorrow night. And so she said, okay, well, the glam part is going to be the next day. And Marlo was like, well, for tomorrow, I want to do like a Ask Marlo segment where you can ask me about fashion, men, or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Now, as she's saying this, I was thinking to myself the same thing that young light-skinned girl was saying. I'm like, why would we ask you? Because I'm not sure if Marlo's married. She might be. And I mean, I guess she's fashionable, but whenever I think of fashion, she's not going to necessarily be the first person that I go to. Because, I, I mean, none of no, none of the girls really have problems with fashion. Like, if I want to ask somebody about fashion, I'm going to ask the supermodel Cynthia. You know? Why would I? I mean, I guess Marlo has like good home decorating, but then again, I don't know Marlo that well. When I started watching the show, I think one of the first episodes I saw was when Marlo went off on Nene and called her have that Donald Trump wig at the Bailey Bowl thing or whatever that was called. So I don't know much about Marlo. So maybe she does have all this fashion sense and relationship advice that she claims to have. But when Homegirl said that, that was the same thing that I was thinking. Because I'm like, why would we ask Marlo? Yeah. And of course, Marlo caught wind of it and tried to, turn it into a shade fest. And she was like, oh, well, because I think I'm more fashionable than you, sweetheart. Wouldn't you agree? And I was like, girl, no. Just because I'm not wearing something cute right now, because, I mean, we're supposed to be going camping, girl. And he's like, well, if I wanted to try something about skincare, I'd ask you about it because you look very beautiful. And she's like, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, Lord, Marlo is only here to start mess, child. But then again, she is with Sheree, the queen of mess, so that's no surprise to me. But then things took this turn where I'm not sure about. Okay, I kind of got confused because when Portia pulled out her doctor's note and Phaedra was reading it, basically saying that, this licensed doctor did advise her sister to come along on this trip because her sister is a source of encouragement and positivity, and it's part of her anger management. Now, the reason as to why Candy and Kendra were saying it was bullshit, I was confused by. I'm like, what part is bullshit exactly? Are you saying the note is fake? Are you saying that it's extra for her to bring the note? Because in that case, I mean, y'all just sat there and tried to read me like I'm not really going to anger management, so here's proof. So I'm not sure. I mean, it was funny watching it, but I wasn't sure where that was supposed to be coming from. I'm not sure why they got upset or what problem that they had with her. Was it bringing the? I don't know. Somebody help me understand that in the comments below, because that just kind of threw me. But I'm excited to see on the next episode, because you know they're not going to do one next week because it's the Super Bowl. But I'm excited to kind of see where this is going to go. As far as this camping thing goes, because child, it's going to look like it's going to be some mess already. But thank you guys again for watching. That's the end of this review. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that bell so that you can know whenever new videos uploaded onto the channel. Shout out to everybody who has been enjoying the animated horror series reactions that I've been doing on my channel, and also the Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay. Thank you guys so much for supporting just some of the new content. We're going to try to switch things up on the channel because a lot of the TV stuff isn't as exciting as it used to be, so I'm exploring new ventures. So thank you guys so much for those of you who are supporting that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.